Hello and welcome back to the Film Odyssey podcast. My name is LoCicero,
And I'm Dan Dubon.
and today we are going to be discussing what our top 5 most anticipated movies of the summer are. It's been a while since we've done a podcast. Last time we did a podcast was for the Batman in March, and a lot of movies and a lot of things have happened so far.
Yeah, like Morbius, the best movie of the year so far.
Exactly. When I mentioned in the last video for X, I did see that movie. That I feel like was a summer movie that didn't exactly come out in the summertime.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good. Definitely a slasher movie that's not for the slasher audience.
Yeah.
Like an artistic kind of slasher thriller.
Good to see the slasher genre kind of make a comeback with, X and Scream this year so far, a little bit.
Yeah, and Scream in January. Look how far we've come from January to now, the end of May. And due to that, movies are coming out, the big movies now, since it's the summertime.
The big blockbusters.
Exactly. We already got Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
We should tell him the truth.
Was probably one of the biggest pieces of shit this year.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going in a different direction.
Yeah, no, I ain't. I'm putting it all out there, man. Literally, I'm pointing my finger.
Yeah, the people love the truth, so.
Exactly. Doctor Strange was not a good movie at all. Avatar 2, we finally got a trailer of that. That was the best part of Doctor Strange, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like it was announced like 20 years ago. It's kind of surreal. It's finally going to come out in December.
But due to this week with the Bob's Burgers movie and Top Gun Maverick coming out, we decided that it's time to start talking about the summer movies. So let's get started.
So my number 5 is, Top Gun Maverick, which you just mentioned. And I feel like we've been hearing about this movie forever, seeing trailers and promotional material for it, but it's like never come out. So it's kind of surreal. It's finally coming out. Tom Cruise, he's known for being like a daredevil in most of his movies, especially the Mission Impossible franchise. And it's kind of crazy to see a sequel to Top Gun because most people probably did think that would ever happen. So it's kind of crazy. But I mean, the buzz has been really strong for it. It's Tom Cruise, so he's probably gonna like fly a fighter jet like through the mountains or some crazy shit like that. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for it.
I'm not too excited for it, but I will say that the critics are surprisingly loving it, but I definitely think it could be a shocker, and hopefully it surprises me. But that's number 5, Top Gun Maverick. I hope you enjoy that one. My top 5 favorite films, if we start at number 5 for me, number 5 is going to be the Bob's Burgers movie.
Ta-da! Fresh hot burgers, sexy burgers.
Len.
What? It's summer.
I know probably you might be surprised by that. And it is kind of a shocker because I don't think people would expect me to be a Bob's Burgers fan. And I mean, I'm not such a huge fan as I am for something like Family Guy or BoJack Horseman, but I do enjoy Bob's Burgers when it's on TV, and it does make me laugh. And seeing a movie, getting a cartoon adaptation that's similar to Family Guy or The Simpsons, we haven't gotten any of those in such a long time, and anytime we do get something that's similar to a television show that's more targeted towards teenagers and young adults, it's barely in theaters. The only time it was ever in theaters was for the Simpsons movie, so I'm excited to see it. Critics haven't reviewed it yet, but given that the show is very famous and that it has gotten good reviews during certain seasons, and it's from the same writers and developers who made, of course, the show, I'll probably be seeing Maverick as well, but I definitely will take time to go see Bob's Burgers and hopefully have a blast with it.
I mean, me personally, I'm not really a big Bob's Burgers fan, so I don't think I'll be seeing it. But I mean, hopefully it's a good movie since, you were excited for it and all that. My number 4 for my most anticipated movies for this summer is Jurassic World Dominion. Now, I honestly did expect to be putting this on my list, but the previous 2 Jurassic World movies were actually a pleasant surprise for me because I actually thought they would be like downright terrible. But I mean, I think part of what makes those movies work is, Chris Pratt and the cast and all that. And who doesn't love to see dinosaurs, destroying a bunch of stuff, and also this one has the nostalgia factor because they're bringing back the original cast, and it seems to be, and also Colin Trevorrow, who directed the 2015 Jurassic World. So it has a sense of like a finale to it, like for the franchise, but I doubt this is going to be the end of the franchise because, studios love money. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. And, hopefully it's good. I mean, seeing like humans and dinosaurs coexist, I think is an interesting concept for a movie that really hasn't been explored. I mean, it's been explored with the Planet of the Apes movies, but for this franchise, it hasn't. So I think it should be really interesting, and hopefully it's good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. I hope it's good as well, because my number 4 anticipated film is Jurassic World Dominion as well, and I have some hope that it could be good. I mean, Colin Trevorrow, I mean, with the Book of Henry that he made, which was that like his last film after Jurassic World?
I think that was in like 2016, right? So it's been quite.
No, that was 2017, but still, it was yes, it was still very long.
It's been a few years,
Exactly, and
I think he was going to direct Star Wars Episode 9, but then he got fired. So,
I know,
yeah. I mean, I think he dodged a bullet with that, honestly. So good for him.
Yeah, he hasn't made a movie since that Henry film. So, going back to Jurassic World, and given that he did the first movie, which was decent, I had a feeling it could be good, but with the trailers, I was like, It's like maybe if anything it'll be okay, and that's what it was. It definitely
made a lot of money though. Made like $1 billion. Crazy.
It was a crowd pleaser, all right. Big
even
money.
The second one, which was like a kind of a dip in quality in my opinion, even made a lot of money. So
I was not a fan of the second one though. I actually probably was one of the worst films of that year. It was
a strange movie, I'll say that. It was kind of like a horror movie with dinosaurs. I don't think that really worked that well.
I could only hope that it's just as good as Jurassic World, hopefully better, which, fingers crossed, hopefully. But can't guarantee at the same time.
All right, so my number 3 is going to be Jordan Peele's next movie, Nope.
Did you know that the very first assembly of photographs to create a motion picture was a 2-second clip of a black man on a horse? And that man is my great-great-grandfather.
Great.
There's another great-grandfather. But that's why back at the Haywood Ranch, as the only black-owned horse trainers in Hollywood, we like to say, since the moment pictures could move, yeah, skin in the game.
And he's reuniting with Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out, which that's exciting. And the trailers for the movie have been really interesting. It doesn't really tell you what's going on. It seems kind of like a mystery, like weird, mind-bending movie that Jordan Peele loves to make. And I'm excited to see it because at this point, I think Jordan Peele, for most audiences, like he's a very compelling and out there director, and people have loved what he put out so far for the most part. So I'm excited to see it, and hopefully it's just as good as Get Out or even better. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I do agree. I'm excited for it as well. I still have no clue what it's about, and that's of course the way Jordan Peele, I believe, intended. So it's really working. The whole curiosity about it is really like reaching its highest. For me, my third most anticipated of the summer is Nope 2. I am excited for it.
Yeah.
I do keep forgetting at times that it's coming out this summer, but at the same time, I could understand that me really not knowing too much about it is probably the way Peele intended for his movie to be. So it could be like maybe, who knows, like a big surprise and people go to see it and they're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what most people are hoping for. I mean, better that than people going in and seeing it and like, what the hell did I just watch, So as for my number 2 of my most anticipated for this summer is Thor: Love and Thunder.
These hands were once used for battle. Now they're but humble tools for peace. I need to figure out exactly who I am.
Now, this is almost all Marvel movies are anticipated, but this for me is even more anticipated because, for one, Taika Waititi directed Thor Ragnarok, which was probably the best Thor movie and one of the best MCU movies of the last couple of years, in my opinion. And, Thor Love and Thunder, the trailers look really good. It looks like Thor is going on this type of like self-discovery journey. Christian Bale is playing the villain, which that should be really interesting to see. And I'm just excited to see what Taika Waititi does with it. Will this be the last Thor movie? Apparently Natalie Portman is coming back as Jane Foster, and she's going to be like some type of female version of Thor because, we saw her wielding the hammer in the trailer. So there's lots of questions. I'm intrigued. And this movie looks really good. I'm excited to see where it goes.
I totally agree with you. Yeah, I'm very excited for that movie as well.
Yeah.
For my number 2, for me is going to be Lightyear.
A year of work for a 4-minute flight. Isn't that something?
We're all ready if you are, sir.
Well, let's go find out if this...
We got a breach in the perimeter.
Thank you. Buzz Lightyear mission log. After a full year of being marooned on this planet, our first test flight is a go. Let's get everyone home.
Good luck, Captain. We're counting on you!
Roger that.
I was very skeptical about this at first. I'm looking forward to it because, one, everyone like me grew up with Toy Story, and number 2, got Chris Evans, got Taika Waititi, you got so many great casts, and also it's gonna be the first movie to be kind of filmed in a way with a virtual IMAX camera that Pixar created. So that should make it more immersive.
It's also going to be the first Pixar movie to actually be released in theaters since Toy Story 4, which was like 3 years ago at this point.
No, actually, since Onward.
I forgot about that. yeah. You're right, since Onward, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lightyear looks interesting to me as well. I mean, not as good as some of the other movies I have on this list, but I'm intrigued by it.
Yeah, I hope it's good, and I hope that, it'll be more satisfying than Toy Story 4 was, and I feel like it could be, but the people behind it, they have to be trustworthy, in my opinion. Like, we have to trust them a little bit, but they also have to exceed our expectations since we are the fans, and they're making this movie because of us, in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, moving on to number 1. So, what's yours?
All right, so my number 1 most anticipated movie this summer is Bullet Train.
Hi, there's a gun on.
Run. It's the quiet car. Gotta use your small inside voice in here, son.
There's a gun.
Talk to me.
I am ready. You are getting the new and improved me. Because if you put peace out in the world, you get peace back.
I think you might be forgetting what you do for a living. Take the gun.
Every job I do, somebody dies. I'm not that guy anymore.
Some conflicts require a gun.
Directed by David Leitch, and starring Brad Pitt and a bunch of other names like Zazie Beetz, Aaron Taylor Johnson, a bunch of people, like even Bad Bunny, I think is in the movie.
Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah, a bunch of people. The trailer looked really fun. It kind of brought that like 90s action movie vibe that we haven't seen in a long time. Well, since the John Wick movies, but it looks really good. I mean, David Leitch, I've liked pretty much every movie he's put out so far. I think he's a good director, and Brad Pitt being a lead in a big action movie like this is interesting to me. And I think it could be a smash hit, honestly. I'm excited to see it. And the cast is really great. And who doesn't love assassins fighting on a train? I think, we all need some fun like that in our lives right about now.
It's not my number one, obviously, nor is it in any of my most anticipated, but it definitely looks like it could be one of those fun B-rated action movies that knows what it is and tries not to be anything else than what people expect it to be. And for that, people will enjoy it. I'll go see it because, the cast looks really good and it looks like David Leitch knows what he's doing.
For sure.
But it's not my most anticipated. But I do hope you enjoy it. And I feel like you will.
Yeah.
Especially since you have it as number one and you like action movies, I definitely think you're going to like it a lot.
Yeah, we haven't really had a lot of good action movies lately. I think the last one was Michael Bay's Ambulance, or and that,
I haven't seen that yet.
it was okay in my opinion. It definitely wasn't the best action movie I've ever seen, but I think we could definitely do better than that.
So my number one most anticipated movie for this summer is Thor: Love and Thunder.
I want to choose my own path. Live in the moment. My superheroing days are over.
That's actually my number one. When I first saw Ragnarok in theaters, I had expectations for it. I mean, obviously with the first two Thor movies, it wasn't my most anticipated of 2017, but it was kind of like, it was exciting to see a Thor movie after so many years. After The Dark World, which was just
terrible.
Exactly, it was like one of the worst MCU films. Just so dull and dark and very.
I think I fell asleep watching it actually.
But when I first saw it in 2017, I was pleasantly surprised. I had a blast watching it, and it introduced me to Taika Waititi, who I have become obsessed with lately.
Definitely one of the rising directors in Hollywood for sure.
Absolutely, and Ragnarok really just did it for me. So with Love and Thunder, I mean, this looks, and Taika has even said that it's like a 12-year-old wrote it, but in a good way. And I could understand that because after seeing the What If episode with Thor, it's exactly like a 12-year-old wrote it, but in a very good way, like with such creativity and such pure imagination. And so with this being a live-action movie on a grand scale, on the big screen with the cameos and with Christian Bale and seeing Natalie Portman again and everyone and the Guardians of the Galaxy and just the whole.
I forgot about that.
And
forgot they're in it.
And just the trailer too. The amount of energy and vibe it gives us. To me, it beats everything this summer, and I'm just so excited to see what Taika Waititi brings to the table in this one. It's going to be excellent, in my opinion.
I agree. I can't wait to see it. I think most MCU fans will agree. It looks really good. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that is our most anticipated films of this summer, our top five
Yeah.
most anticipated. I'm excited for a lot of them, and I'm also excited to see after the summer what we actually found to be good and not good, or surprising and
Yeah.
disappointing, because there could be some movies that weren't on our list that are going to come out this summer
Yeah.
that could be probably one of our favorites or least favorites. So
For sure. Our
yeah, the
list
outcome.
could be completely wrong. I mean, who knows? Maybe Thor: Love and Thunder could be terrible for all we know.
I
And
hope not. I really hope not. But as you
yeah,
said, you never know. But I
yeah.
trust what TT. I trust him.
This
Yeah.
summer is looking really good for movies. I think it's
Hell yeah.
definitely going to be a comeback. I think this will be the first summer where this we're going to have a bunch of good movies since the pandemic for sure.
So yeah, that is our list. I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like, tell us what your favorite films are, what you saw this year and what you are planning to see, what your favorite films are and what your most anticipated films are. We'd love to hear
Yeah.
it. Yeah, we'll definitely try to make another video. Like we said in our Batman spoiler review, we can't promise anything, but we can promise
Yeah.
that we will eventually make another episode. That's for sure. Thank you for watching again. Definitely look forward to our reviews online that we publish on our website. I recently did
Yeah.
a topic for why you should be excited for Avatar: The Way of Water, which is a
Yeah.
really interesting read. Be on the lookout for more podcast videos, hopefully soon, and we'll see you next
Thanks.
time.